Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RVBusiness Capitol Talk, sponsored by Excel. I'm Rick Kessler. With me, Sherman Goldenberg. Joining the two of us today is the Priority RV Network Brain Trust. Starting with Mike Regan. Mike is with Crestview RV, headquartered in Buda, Texas, 3 Texas locations. Mike is also the president of the Priority RV Network. And Michael Peay. Michael is with Holiday World RV, also in Texas. And Michael has been, he's not only on the board of directors at Priority, but I think he's been around there since the inception. And we'll get into that. And last but not least is Corey Ruzicka. Corey is the retiring executive director of the Priority RV Network. He is stepping aside at the end of this year. He's spent the last several months grooming his successor, Nicole Shantz, who's been, I guess, since August or so?
Since June.
Since June. Very good. Very good. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So I want to start by reading from the press release that you guys put out announcing Corey was retiring. Some really good words here, and I think it's appropriate. So let me read. After a distinguished tenure spanning over a decade, Corey Ruzicka has announced his upcoming retirement as executive director of the Priority RV Network, effective at the end of this month. Corey's journey with the Priority RV Network began in 2011, and his leadership has been instrumental in the organization's remarkable growth and success. And under his leadership, the Priority RV Network has achieved significant milestones. And you know what, before I keep going, this is probably where I'll invite Mike to come in and give us a nice overview of the network, where you're at now and where you're headed maybe.
Yeah, so we're a member-owned cooperative. We have 161 locations, all in the United States. We are a cooperative. We are a member-owned, as I said, and so we have 55 dealer groups about that. Every one of them owns one share, so it's owned, and they control the board. The members vote on the board, and we serve at their disposal. And then we share the cooperative. We share all the profits back with the members. And we have 45 or so dealer group or manufacturer, suppliers, OEMs, and we're always looking to grow that. We continually have a lot of suppliers there. So that's kind of where we're at today. Always looking to grow, and we've had some of the best years with Corey's leadership, and looking forward to more of the same.
Very good. Michael, your turn. Take us back to the founding of Priority RV Network, and then eventually what led to recruiting Corey to be the executive director.
Well, I'll make it brief, but in '95, a group of dealers was together, and we were trying to come up with a way to lower our floor plan costs and the interest that we were paying. And so a few of those dealers formed a group, and we formed a company with a company out of Canada that we called RDAC to provide flooring. After a couple of years, we realized we could do more than just flooring and save some flooring costs if we could add more dealers and add more vendors. About 98, Corey came on board with a company to help manage the cooperative. Actually, it wasn't a cooperative, it was just a corporation at the time. And we went along for 10 years, growing the group. And that was during the time where there were a lot of acquisitions in the early 2000s. And, we'd have additional dealers, and then we'd lose some dealers, and then we'd get new dealers, and we'd get new programs. And we learned a lot over the years. Corey made some changes in his life, and we were able to hire him. I believe it was 2013.
2011.
2011.
April of 11.
There we go. 11 that Corey came on board full time, and just with his passion for the industry and for the idea, we had become a cooperative. His tenaciousness to get out there and get dealers to use programs and to work, his knowledge of the vendors and the people, that it's actually the relationships, not just knowing that there's a vendor here or a vendor there, but the relationships with the people really pulled this together, and we've worked hard with Corey over the last 13 years, nearly 14 years to grow this group, and he's done a phenomenal job for us.
Corey, I'd like you to take over and tell us a bit about your tenure there. And I saw some notes, what a busy guy you have been. But I also wanted to insert that Corey Ruzicka is not just your regular run-of-the-mill guy. He's a character that we've all enjoyed the heck out of. Those of us outside the loop, working media-wise with priority. I could tell you more about some of those quirks, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to talk to Corey and ask him, tell us about your tenure there.
Well, Sherm, when I came back in 2011, I went back and looked. We only had 67 dealer locations and 18 supplier partners. So we had a lot of room to grow. And 2012, Mike and Michael showed me the airport, and for years and years, I lived on Southwest Airlines, Hampton Inn, Hilton Garden Inn, and the hotel circuit from April to November, 3 weeks out of the month. In fact, I was the guest of the day 5 times at the Hampton Inns over the years. But I took the bankers with us, our parts partners, and we got the dealers to start using the program. And we built it from 67 dealer locations all the way up to 161 as of today. And we took our supplier partners from 18 to 45. In 16 of your top 50 RV business winners in Las Vegas, Rick and Sherm, 16 of the 50 are Priority RV members. Beaver Coach and Moix is the blue ribbon. The Sherman Goldenberg Award to Walnut Ridge, the Gaylord Maxwell to Campers Inn, the Art Decio to the Curtis Trailer Sales. And so it's been my honor for the last 14 years to work with the finest RV dealers in the world. And when you take a look at how many of our dealers are either in the RV Hall of Fame, how many like Mike have been the past RVDA chairman or the James Summers Award winners, and how many RVDA dealers of the years that we have in our group, it is phenomenal. We are the dream team in the RV industry. And it's like I always say in our brochure to consumers, the road to camping goes through us. And
Go ahead.
we have the finest dealers. We have the finest dealer partners. I think one of the great things I did was when I found Mike Neal in 2002. Mike wanted in the RV industry. He came down to Dallas. We had a great chat, and he really helped us out with commercial insurance for years. And then in 2013, when he hired Sean and Ashley Moran, our F&I numbers have gone through the roof. I mean, we have really done a great job in the F&I department, thanks to Mike, Sean, and Ashlyn. And we've just brought on a lot of quality dealers, a lot of quality suppliers. And I'm really proud of the job that our dealers do and our suppliers. It's really a lot of fun to go out to their dealerships. It's a lot of work, a lot of travel, but it's been fun. We built this organization. We're having our second best year in 28 years in a down market. So it's just been a blast the last 14 years.
You guys, what would you like to add for having worked with Corey those years?
Corey is he's the glue that holds us all together. You can say that, Priority RV is a bunch of great dealers, and maybe those dealers make Priority great. Maybe Priority RV makes those dealers better than some of their competition. Maybe it's a combination of both, I think. But really, Corey's he's the director that gets everybody together and walking in the same direction. So he's done a fabulous job there, and making sure that we all participated in all the programs. We're a cooperative, and I like to say it's kind of like a menu. you know, you may not like this program, but you like these other three. Well, that's okay. You don't have to use them all, but Corey does a pretty good job. He's also really good about coming in and telling us the things that we see every day in our own dealership, but we really don't see. Corey comes in, he'll come in and sit down in my office. He goes, Mike, why are you doing this? That's stupid, you know, and he'll point some things out and he's right. He helps us. And he's been around the RV industry his whole life, I think. And he really helps us pointing things out.
Michael?
Well, I would add to that saying that it hasn't always been roses on this journey, as Corey has dealt with the consolidation that's gone on since the downturn 08, 09. You know, we kind of regrouped and and then as dealers started getting better, there's been a lot of consolidation, and Corey has had to work his tail off to keep adding dealers, and we make sure we're not stepping on one another. We have, you know, we try to make sure we have coverage across the country, so that we have some service reciprocation program that can allow customers to get service from other priority dealers while they're traveling. And so Corey has really worked hard to keep adding to our dealer base as we've lost dealers due to this consolidation, but also kind of piggybacking off of what Mike was saying. When he comes into a dealership, he is at 150% energy level. And he knows all the programs and he can talk about it. It doesn't matter if it's the receptionist, a salesperson, a service advisor, the parts manager on where they're buying their parts from. He's always known what the programs are. He knows what the advantages or disadvantages are of doing business with one vendor over another. And part of what's made us successful is we as a group, when we can deliver more to a vendor than they can get on their own, then we can get just a little piece more back to the group, which then goes to our dealers. And Corey has done a great job of guiding our dealers to use these programs so that it helps our vendors, and so our vendors in return can help us. So
I think Michael, and Sherman, Rick, and Mike, one of the really neat things we've done over the years, we're the first ones out there to give our customers, whether they bought new or pre-owned, if they have a trip ending problem anywhere around the United States, as long as they're 100 miles or more away from their home and traveling, we put them to the front of the line if they have a trip ending problem. But that builds a lot of value into why a customer would want to buy from a Priority RV Network dealer. So if your air conditioner goes out in Florida in the summertime, we're going to get you to the front of the line, the closest priority dealer. And that just builds value. That's going to get people to stay in the RV lifestyle. And our dealers do a great job with it. We were the first ones out there with that program. And it's really rewarding when you get an email from a customer saying, hey, thanks a lot for helping us out when we were in a jam.
Corey, I'm curious, both these, Mike and Michael mentioned your 150% energy and you hit the ground running. How do you do that? What's your secret? What do you eat in the airport?
Well, first off, we have great dealers. So when I walk into a dealer, it's always exciting to go in there because the people are just great to work with. Some of our dealerships I've been to 7, 8, 9 times, and it's always a thrill to walk in there. But you have to be enthusiastic. I want to get everybody using our programs. I want our F&I people to be selling all, promoting all the programs, sales, the 100-mile rule, so we can build this organization, and our suppliers can also, our partners can make more money. So you have to be enthusiastic. You have to be energetic every time you walk into a dealership. And I've even gone into many of our competitors when I've been on the road. I've probably been in 450 RV dealerships since 2011. So I see good things, I see bad things, but always looking to take ideas from an RV dealer, or maybe a dealership in another industry that's close to us.
Okay.
Or Corey, what do you what do you plan on doing next? I've heard rumors that you're gonna run for president.
All I know is I'm not going to get up at 3 o'clock or 3:30 in the morning to catch the airport shuttle to the airport. That's one thing I'm not going to do. The travel, I mean, I don't know how many trips I took on Southwest Airlines in the last 14 years. It's just I've been A-list preferred for 14 years with them. I'm lifetime diamond with the Hilton hotels. I don't know how many nights I've stayed in. From April to November. Basically, I'm on the road for 3 weeks. So I'll see all the dealers during the week, and then either fly or drive to the next one that I'm going to be going to on Monday, and have to find one that has a washer dryer in it, wash your clothes for the upcoming week. You do that 3 weeks, you get home for a couple of days, and it's back out. But I really wanted to see this organization grow, and we've really done a great job. Second best year in 28 years, and we really, we brought on almost 100 locations since 2011. And when you figure how many have left us because they got bought out, we're still 100 ahead. And a lot of supplier partners want to get into our group because we do have the finest RV dealers, in my opinion, in the world.
We could certainly turn this into a roast, but we'd have to put it behind a paywall, I think.
Come on, let's pick on him a little bit.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick, I got to show Sherm the nice award that Nate McLean and Derek Hess gave me on my farewell tour this year. They got me a WWE and UFC championship belt.
Wow.
Yeah, which I can put over the shoulder. And if I ever run into Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan in Tampa, I can show them, my championship belt. And Nate and Derek brought in a mariachi band to serenade me 4 songs on the farewell to their dealership. So, but our dealers, every one of them's phenomenal. They're fantastic. I'm proud of everyone. I'm proud of all of our supplier partners. It's been a thrill for the last 14 years. And I know Nicole's going to do a great job and even take the organization to even a higher level.
So you're not going to run for office?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
I'm just not going to get up early to go to the airport.
I've got a picture of you with the incoming commander-in-chief. Apparently you're up for a cabinet position, it looks like.
That would be news to me, but I did fly on Southwest with Pam Bondi, our next attorney general.
You're pretty famous for rubbing elbows with all of those celebrities.
Yeah, when I went out to see Ansley and Campers Inn before the pandemic in Pittsburgh, stayed in the airport hotel at the Hyatt, flew down the elevator with the KC and the Sunshine Band at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then KC was in back of me as we were going through the TSA pre-approved. So we had a great talk. And I've run into a lot of famous people. Because I'm A-list preferred, I'm always one of the first on board, if not number one on Southwest. So if there's a celebrity, I'll see the celebrity walking by me.
You are the celebrity. So,
You are.
all right, gentlemen, do you have anything to add before we sign off here?
Mike, can you share the story of because I'm a Michigan State grad, your story on Corey's video walking with the football team? What happened there?
Corey I'll let Corey tell you that. I mean, Corey has sent me hundreds of pictures. I don't know, but he'll send me a picture and Corey, who's that? He goes, well, that's the sheriff in Matamera County. And I'm like, well, where's that at? I've never heard of this place. And Corey knows all these people. It just amazes me. But one of the videos he sent was he was walking with the football team, the Michigan State football team, right into the stadium. I thought he was going to go down on the line and help coach.
Rick and Sherm, I got to tell you one other story. The luckiest break I got in the last 14 years. The first 3 years, I wasn't very happy having our annual meeting on the Las Vegas Strip. In fact, I was going to recommend to Michael and Mike that we move the meeting out of Vegas. But I went into a McDonald's in Vegas. Make a long story short, the people next to me in line had Four Winds Casino, New Buffalo, Michigan sweaters on. And I said to them, that's my hometown. I said, what are you doing out here? And they said they had retired out to Vegas. And so I was talking to them for a few minutes, and I was telling them that I wasn't very happy with the Strip and probably going to have to leave Vegas to have our meeting. And the couple told me, have you been down to the M Resort? I said, what? The M Resort. And never even heard of it. So I went down there. It was, and Sherm, you've been there several times with us. It's really the best place to have a meeting in Las Vegas. And we've been there since 2014. But it was just a fluke, and being in the right place at the right time, getting a coffee, that I found the hotel that we've had our annual meeting at for the last 10 years. So, sometimes you have to be lucky to be successful.
I hear you. I hear you. Gentlemen, are we ready to wrap?
We're good.
I think so.
Rick?
Want to thank everybody.
Congratulations, Corey.
I'd just like to say thank you, Corey, for your service to the industry and also to our cooperative. You've done a great job.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Mike.
Absolutely. You bet.
And nothing.
Thank you, Rick and Sherm.
You are
Thank you.
welcome, sir. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next time.